Hi everyone, welcome back. Today I'm going to teach you a short sequence using a chair. This can be done anywhere in your kitchen, dining room, living room, bedroom. You can use any type of chair, making sure it's a sturdy back chair, solid, and not one with a soft bottom. Start here with your feet wide apart, your toes turned out, and your hands on your knees. You take a deep breath in and lift your chest, lift your chin, look towards the ceiling. And then as you start to exhale, you lengthen forward and you reach towards the floor. As you inhale, lift the chest, keep your hands on your knees, lift your body upward, exhale and forward. Inhale to lift, exhale to reach down. 2 more movements. Let these movements be full. So as you inhale, you lift up as tall as you can, and when you exhale, you reach down as far as you can. Last movement. Good. As you come up to center, bring your feet back in, hip width apart, and roll your shoulders up, back, and down. Allowing the shoulders to move as high to the ears as you can bring them, and then pull them back and down from the shoulders. Pardon me, down from the ears, making a big circle. Good. And then bringing the arms up, over, and down beside you. Find this movement through the shoulders to wake up the chest, to lengthen up the neck, and relax the upper back. Once you lift up both your arms, turn your palms out, cross your wrists, and interlace your hands like this. So I've got my palms turned in and I've got my hands clasped. You're going to exhale, keeping your feet planted into the floor, and turn to the left. Inhale, bring yourself back to center. Exhale to the left. One more. Big breath in and turn. Good. Come back to center. Bring your arms forward and then scoop your hands in towards the heart, bending the elbows down, keeping your hands just below your chin. Take a nice long breath in and out to settle the shoulders, lifting the chest, noticing your back is tall and the breath is even. We'll take the hands down, past the tummy and forward, and all the way up, and then we release. Bring arms forward and up. Now switch the hands. Turn your palms out. If you had your right on top of your left, just switch. Left on top of right, and lift, and then turn to the left. Inhale to center. Exhale to the side. Inhale to center, last movement. Exhale fully, feel that nice space of your side body. Come back to center. Your next exhale, bring your arms forward, bend your elbows out, tuck in your hands to your chest, just below your chin. Relax your shoulders, settle into your seat, your feet, and feel your body tall. This is an interesting fold of the hands and wrists, so don't struggle with the hands by lifting your shoulders. Try to continue to drop your shoulders, lift your heart, relax your hands. Last breath here. And then we'll slip our hands down and forward and up, releasing your arms. Take your left hand over to your right knee, and we're going to grab the opposite hand in behind the back of the seat. As you exhale, turn your head to look over the shoulder. This is turning to the right side of the room. And then slowly turn your head to look back to center and tip your shoulder and ear together. Inhale, lifting your head, exhaling to look over that shoulder to that same right side. Inhale, come back to center. Bring your arms forward and down towards the floor in front of your feet. And get a nice long pull, gently tugging from your shoulders away from your hips. Staying settled into your feet, settled into your feet and your hips, and reaching forward. As you inhale, lift and release. Turning to the left. So you'll take your right hand over onto your left knee. Opposite hand comes back and through the seat of the chair. You can always hold on to the side of the chair. Reaching back is too far for your torso and your twist. As you inhale, lift, and exhale to gently turn. So as you find these twists, don't crank from the pelvis. Allow the pelvis to slip into what feels like a neutral alignment, something that's comfortable for the motion you're bringing into your spine and your whole torso. One more breath. As you inhale, bring your head back to center. And you'll tip your ear towards your shoulder, just to increase that nice yawn that you're bringing along the side of the neck, down through the shoulder, through the chest and the arm. You'll know when to stop, so don't feel you need to push yourself beyond what feels comfortable. When you inhale, bring your head back to center, glancing over the side of the body to that back wall, and then releasing, coming back to center. We'll separate our legs for this next forward fold. So widen out the legs, feet flat on the floor. You're at the front edge of your seat and you're going to lean forward, fingertips to the floor. If this is too far for you, you can put a stool, a book, a bolster, a little box, anything that gives you some height so you don't have to crank so far down to the floor. And then with this position, you're just going to sway back and forth. I'm staying on my fingertips. I'm not trying to plant my hands into the ground. I just want to find a nice, easy movement without struggling through the upper torso. Back and forth. Good. You'll come back to center. Hands on the knees or the thighs, and we're going to turn our head and our chest towards the right leg. So as you exhale, drop forward and turn towards your right leg. Inhale to lift up. Other side, exhale. Inhale to lift up. And to the other side. Exhale. Big breath in. So let this be a movement that you're finding on each breath. Exhaling to turn, to reach. Good. Let's try one more to each side, and then we'll come back to center. It feels so good just to release the back of the body, the shoulders, and often not even getting onto the ground, staying in a chair to do this. Once you're here, bring yourself back to center. Hold on to the right knee, the right knee. Pull the knee in towards your chest, give that leg a little hug. And then when you exhale, notice that you haven't slouched your lower back. You're sitting tall on the front of the sit bones, the top of the sit bones, and you're gonna bring your knee to your nose, or your knee to your nose, or your nose to your knee. Exhale. Inhale to extend the body tall, relax the leg away from you, and again, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, reach up nice and tall, feel the space and the weight of your leg, and squeeze. Now hold on to that leg, don't let it go. Put your hands behind the back of the leg, hold on to that part of your thigh, and just allow your foot to flop back and forth. Now really hold on to your leg. Notice that you're not slouching your shoulders, bowing your head, but sitting tall, right from the sit bones to the shoulder sockets and through the spine to the crown of the head, allowing your foot to flop back and forth. We're going to take that foot and place it over the left thigh. So bring it up, reach for it, tuck it over, sit tall, don't push down onto your knee, but flex your toes of your right foot. Sitting nice and tall. Now there's two ways of doing this position. You can either sit nice and tall, hand on knee, hand on ankle, without pushing down on the knee, just leaning forward with a long back. If that feels comfortable, that's all you need to do. Come out of it and go back into it a couple times. If you like this pose and you know it's going to feel really good for your hip and your outer thigh and into the glutes, when you start to lean forward, rest yourself over your leg and then drop your arms. If you're holding yourself into this position, forward folding over the leg, don't feel you need to push down to get further into a nice comfortable stretch or a sensation that feels releasing and comfortable for your backside. Don't crowd up yourself, but allow yourself to stay heavy, smooth, and soft, and allow the breath to really guide you. When you feel ready, your hand on the foot, a hand on the knee or leg, and lift up. Place your hand underneath the back of that leg to help it up and over. This is your right foot is going to push forward. You're going to push through the leg, push through the heel rather, and point the toes down. Point the toes up, point the toes down. And just, this is all about your ankle and your toes here. And getting a little bit of a stretch to the calf, but mostly I want you to get that integrity, the integrity of working the ankle without putting weight into that joint or into the bottom of your foot. Just work the toes. Once you pull your toes up, just see if you can stretch out the toes and really push through the heel so you can feel that defined arch in the foot. And then release. Good. So from here, sitting tall, your feet are flat on the floor, your hips are at the seat of the chair, the front side of the chair, your hands on your thighs. We'll just take a moment just to notice where we are. Take a deeper breath in, relax your shoulders as you exhale. Letting your eyes open, reaching around to grab the back of your left leg. Hold on to it, pull it up, sit nice and tall. And as you exhale, nose to the knee, squeeze. Inhale, lifting tall, allowing the leg to drop, and squeeze it in. Inhale nice and tall, open the chest, lift the heart, and squeeze. One more. Good. And then from here, just flopping your foot back and forth, keeping your body lifted tall. Don't slouch your shoulders. Good. And then from here, we're going to take this foot and place it over the right thigh. So lift up, reach for it, place it there. Allow the ankle bone to be off of your thigh without pushing down on your knee. Allow it to settle on its own. You will pull your toes back of your left foot. Again, like you did on the first side, either sitting tall and just encouraging a leaning forward movement. Allow the sensation that comes through this whole side to be your guide, to be your focus without going too far. Like we did on the first side, or I showed you on the first side, you can either extend as as far as you need to go. And then as you exhale, we just drop the arms. When you're ready to lift up, hand on the foot, hand on the knee or leg, and rise up. Good. Pull the knee up and lower your leg. From here, bring your feet back behind you. We're going to stand up and move the chair to one end of our mat. Take your chair, place it at the end of your mat, where your feet normally will be, and then standing in front of the chair, you're going to place your hands on the corners of the seat and step your right foot back and sink your hip forward and lift your chest. Press down into the chair, lift up through the chest and sink back through your right heel. My right leg is behind me. When you start to exhale, lean back and just starting to straighten your left knee just a little bit, looking down towards the mat. Notice as you look under your chest that your right foot hasn't pivoted one way or the other. It's in line with the edge of the mat. As you inhale, lean to the front leg and then step that front foot forward. Left leg goes back. Adjust your right ankle under your knee and your left heel behind you, sinking into the floor. Lifting your chest, dropping your shoulders. In this position, notice that you don't slouch into the chest, but push the hands into the chair to lift the heart. And then as you start to exhale, looking down and leaning back to straighten your right knee just a little bit. At the same time, you can check out that your left foot is still in line with the mat and your shoulders are low from your ears. Just a note here, if you have any issue with your knees, notice that you're not trying to overstretch the back of that front leg, or in this case, the right leg, but or are you trying to crank or lock the knee back? Allow there to be a slight bend if you feel that to be awkward for the hamstrings or the back of the knee. As you inhale, lean forward, step the foot forward, and then walk the feet back and have your feet hip width apart. Turn your hands onto the corners of the chair so your hands are somewhat flat to the seat of the chair into your downward dog version. Allow your head to move between your arms, and the back of the head seems flush with the arms themselves. You're going to bend your knees and straighten your legs. You'll bend your knees and straighten your legs. Just a couple easy movements here, just to find the strength in your legs and the power. Good. From here, lean forward. Wrap your hands around the side of the chair and lean back. So if we were doing this without the chair, it would feel like a downward dog, or be a downward dog and then a plank, leaning forward and leaning back. I want to remind you to make sure that your chair isn't on the floor, but it's on the mat, at least the first two front legs of your chair, so you don't have this risk of it slipping forward. So I'll do that one more time, leaning forward, leaning back, and then we'll come down onto the floor. Now once you lean back, step your left foot forward, come down onto your right knee, and then we scoop around onto our back. We're going to use the chair a little bit more. Something for your head always, maybe an extra pillow or something soft for your feet to sit on if your chair is a wooden or a solid type of chair. Something soft for your legs. Now this practice, we're going to actually end it here. So I want you to rest in this pose for up to 20 minutes if you have the time to do that. Resting your arms to the ground, your head centered, And if you have a blanket that you're using, make sure that it's supporting the neck or even the top of the shoulders just a little bit, so that there's some comfort for your neck. With your arms out from your shoulders, allow your legs to rest on the chair. You'll notice here that my knees are not bracing against the seat of the chair, just hanging off the front edge of the seat. One thing to show you before you continue is that you're not allowing your, let me see if I can do this, you're not allowing your knees to be too forward of your feet. In other words, not a right angle. A little bit more straight. And if your feet touch the back of the chair, that's okay, but don't crowd your feet into the back of the chair. Just a nice slope from your ankles to your knees to your hips. And again, if it feels good to you and you have some props or blankets, put a nice heavy blanket over your tummy. Just an extra bit of weight here will help you really settle and decompress. I want you to rest in this pose and close your eyes and relax your breathing. As you rest here, noticing your breath, allowing the energy of your practice to give you strength and to give you some courage. Stay in this pose for as long as you need. And I'll see you next time. Namaste.